Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Great Train Journeys webinar. Nice, bright and early this morning. Thanks, everyone, for logging in and joining us today. I am Nikki, and today we are going to be going over some of the Great Train Journey products that Rail Plus sells. Just quickly, acronym Great Train Journeys, GTJ. It's something that we use often, and I'm sure I would be saying GTJ a lot during this webinar today. So today's webinar, of course, is not going to cover all of the Great Train Journey products that we do offer. It's just a little bit of a snapshot of some of them. And then, of course, we can always give you more information about certain train journeys if you do have them. So you can find information on more train journeys either via our Great Train Journeys tab on the website, our Great Train Journeys brochure, or by calling our Great Train Journeys team. So we're going to just look quickly at the map of the areas which we do offer product in. So you can see the blue areas are the countries which we do have Great Train Journey products. So all the way from New Zealand, Australia, Africa, India, Peru, North America, Europe, and the Russia, China, all that area. So the first product we're looking at is probably one of the most iconic, which is the Venice Simplon Orient Express. It's definitely by far probably one of the most famous train journeys of the world. This is just a quick little map of all the areas that it does cover. It runs between March and November, approximately once a week in each direction between London and Venice. So London to Venice is the most popular of the journey, which is a one-night journey. Once a year, the train runs from Paris to Istanbul, which is 5 nights, and this is what the original route that the train used to do back in the 1920s. So this includes accommodation off the train in Budapest and Bucharest, but some of the other special journeys do not. So if you need more information about where accommodation is and is not included, do let the team know and they can let you know. So the way the train works is that you will take the British Pullman carriages between London and Folkestone, and then they'll cross through the English Channel on a coach, and then they will get on the Venice Simplon from Calais. So clients who do wish to take the train from London will get to experience both 1920 services in the British Pullman and the Venice Simplon Orient Express, but there is also the option just to pick the train up from Paris in the afternoon. And then they'll continue through to the next morning and arrive in Venice nice and early. This is, it's the most frequent journey. It's the most popular that we do have. The Paris through to Istanbul is very iconic. It is a step back in time and a really romance by rail experience, but it does sell out very early. So with the original route, we basically are ready for 2019. It is already sold out. So if you ever have clients who want to do something like this, just let us know, because we will have to work out whether there's availability first. So the cabin options on board the Venice Simplon Orient Express, being that it is original 1920s, they are in that original 1920s style. So we have twin cabins, for single cabins, which are one single bed and a washing facility. The double compartments, which are upper and lower berths with washing facilities, and then a cabin suite would be 2 interconnecting compartments. So these would be seats during the day, beds at night, and they have a little cupboard, which in that cupboard is a wash basin, some towels, some amenities. As of 2018, the picture down the bottom there is one of the grand suites. There are 3 grand suites in total. They still have the original 1920s detail, but each compartment has its own wash basin as well as a full bathroom. So the only shower on board is going to be in the grand suites. So the meals are included in the fare. Continental breakfast in the afternoon and tea is served in the passenger's compartment, while lunch and dinner are enjoyed in the dining cart. It's an a la carte menu, and there is a 24-hour room service for light snacks and refreshments. These are at an additional cost and paid for at the time of ordering, and with the train, beverages are not included. So they have the famous bar car, and then of course the restaurant car. In addition to obviously the client's rooms, they can spend their time in these areas. The next train we are looking at is the Trans-Siberian on the Golden Eagle. So there are a number of different options to cover Russia by train. Rail Plus does not sell the just the public rail. We only do the more organised Great Train Journey products. So Moscow to Beijing, which is on the SARS Gold, which is approximately 15 days, and around $12,000 for a private cabin. There is the option to do the half departure where they go from Moscow to Ulaanbaatar, which we do often recommend if someone's already been to China, because it may be a bit of a repetition of what they've already done. There's also the Golden Eagle Moscow to Vladivostok. So this is the longest and most famous railway in the world, and it runs between May and September. It's 15 days and it starts at around 26. So on the train, there is the option for gold and silver cabin. So in Imperial, sorry. So the silver is going to be 2 passengers in a small double or a bunk bed configuration. Gold is 2 passengers in a standard double or a bunk bed configuration. And Imperial is 2 packs in a king bed with a lounge, a free minibar, laundry service, and the option of private in-suite dining. So you can just see a list of the inclusions there. We do, of course, have all these on the website as well. So they will get the live musical performance. They get their free bottle of vodka. And the way the train works is that they will have their freedom of choice tours included as the train stop. So the original routing is only about 7 days. So this train is stopping along the way, very, very similar to a cruise style itinerary. So they've still got that unpack once, they've got their same room, but they will stop off along the way, and they'll have personal headsets to get the professional guide's commentary at each of the off-train excursions. And there's some authentic dining experiences in local restaurants with generous drinks allowance and international wines available too. The next product we're looking at today is AMTRAK Vacations. So this is probably one of the more newer products to Rail Plus. There are over 100 packages that AMTRAK Vacations do offer. And essentially what they are is they're an independent structured itinerary which includes rail components with AMTRAK as well as accommodation and sightseeing. The 2 of the most popular ones we book are the 2 pictured. The first one is the Grand National Parks. So this includes Yellowstone, Yosemite, and the Grand Canyon round trip from Los Angeles, which is a 14-day itinerary. So LA, San Fran, Salt Lake City, Yellowstone, back to Salt Lake, Chicago, Williams, Grand Canyon, LA, and yeah, it's quite long, but looks like an amazing national park itinerary. So the highlights for this would be to see the Yosemite National Park, the Yellowstone's lower loop, as well as the Grand Canyon Railway in a round trip service via coach. And then they also have the Grand Canyon South Rim tour. The second most popular package we sell is the Jazz, Blues and Rock and Roll, and this is a 9-day service from Chicago to Memphis to New Orleans. So it's hitting up the traditional area of the jazz, blues and rock and roll. And they will have multi-city hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tours in Chicago, sightseeing tours of Memphis, including entry to Graceland, battlefield cruise in New Orleans on board a paddle wheel boat, and sightseeing tour of New Orleans. So with this, of course, we do have the option to book the different accommodation on board AMTRAK. So it's basically an independent package that we would kind of structure together and book for the clients. Traditionally, the meals will only be included when they're actually on the train as part of their sleepers. They do get meals. And then the accommodation, we generally have 4-star, 3 or 4-star properties. The New Zealand Rail. So in addition to probably being something that not everyone realises that Rail Plus does book, we now have the ability to book the coastal Pacific. So the Picton to Christchurch service, which is approximately 6 hours, has been out of action for around 2 years. And from the 1st of December, it will be running again. So we can currently book that at the moment. So if you do have anyone interested in that, please let us know. There is also the Northern Explorer from Auckland to Wellington and the Transalpine from Christchurch to Greymouth. The seating on each of these services is very comfortable with panoramic windows, food beverage car with good selection of outdoor viewing carriages, and commentaries included with headphones. So pretty much the 3 trains, the actual carriages are identical, so the seating is the same. Africa, so the 2 products we have in Africa, the ROVOS Rail and the Blue Train. They are a little bit different to each other. So with the Blue Train, so I'll just go back a slide. The Blue Train runs from Cape Town to Victoria. So this was a 1-night journey. It's now a 2-day 2-night, 3-day journey. So what they're doing is they'll be leaving from Cape Town a little bit later in the day so that clients who are getting off a cruise that morning can connect with the train on the same day. And then they'll have 2 nights on board and they'll get to Pretoria at around 11 a.m. on day 3. Blue Train is a very modern service. It has an amazing suspension, so in the past has had the ability to travel through the night, but they have had some delays which has affected their off-train excursion. So by extending it to a 3rd day, this guarantees 2.5-hour stopover at the Kimberley Big Hole and the De Beers Diamond Museum. So the home of some of the biggest diamonds found in the world. So the clients can go have a look and purchase the stones if they would like to. The dress code has also changed. So it's now an elegant affair. So the clients will need to, so for gents, jackets and waistcoats, and for ladies, not black tie, but something a little bit nicer than the traditional dress code. The train, one little feature about the Blue Train, it does have wheelchair accessible cabins, but they are not on every departure. So the capacity of the departures will change whether or not they do have those extra carriages on board. So if you have clients that do need a wheelchair accessible cabin, it is possible, but just let us know so we can make sure it is available. The most popular departures for the Blue Train are those that travel around the same time as the cruises arrive into Cape Town. Really great option if you've got someone flying home from Joburg. It's a great way to see the South African countryside. Yeah, and it departs quite frequently. So ROVOS Rail, this one does a couple of different little trips, including the 3-day, 2-night Cape Town to Pretoria, like the Blue Train. Being a little bit of an older service, it does stop at night, so the clients can enjoy a better quality of sleep. In addition to doing that, it also does a couple of different trips, including Vic Falls. It also does Namibian safari, does a really great golf safari, which includes tee-offs at 5 different golf spots in Southern Africa, so really popular for some of your golf fans. And then it also travels between Cape Town to Dar es Salaam a couple of times a year as a 15-day itinerary. We do have, of course, a very new itinerary which has just started, which is Cape Town through to Angola via Tanzania, Zambia, the Congo and Angola. So that's an amazing itinerary, but just as a bit of a heads up, it's been so popular that it has already sold out for 2019. For 2020, we are taking wait lists, and due to the popularity of people going on the wait list, they've already talked about releasing 2021. So if you have clients interested in that new itinerary from Dar es Salaam through to Libido, which isn't actually on that map yet, because it hasn't even had its first departure, do let us know so we can inquire about the wait list. If they do go on the wait list, there's no fee required. It's only once the booking's open that a deposit would be needed for that. So a couple of cabins. This is the ROVOS Rail. So you've got 3 different cabin options, the Pullman, the Deluxe and the Royal. And one thing which is very iconic to Southern African luxury rail are the bathtubs. So the Royal Suite does have the bathtub in there in addition to the shower. Your Deluxe has a bathroom, no bathtub. The Pullman also has a bathroom, but it has a day and a night configuration. So it's a little bit of a smaller cabin. There's also, of course, the club lounge, the viewing platform at the back of the vestibule area, the dining car, the observation lounge car, and the onboard services include 3 meals daily, all alcoholic and other beverages, sightseeing excursions accompanied by a qualified tour guide, entrance fees into places of interest, and 24-hour full room service with bar facilities on the ROVOS. Next country we're going to go to is India. So India is the home of some really amazing Great Train Journey products. So there are 4 different luxury trains offered in India. So the Palace on Wheels round trip from Delhi to northern India, so generally is 7 nights, departing weekly from September to April. These offer single, twin, double or triple rooms, all with en-suites, so all same size rooms, all meals and all off-train excursions are included. The Maharaja Express, which is the modern luxury, so it's the winner of the world's leading luxury train for 5 years in a row. It departs between September and April on 3 different journeys outside Delhi or Mumbai for either 3, 6 or 7 nights. There are 4 different cabin types, all with different twin, double configurations and en-suites, and some with bathtubs as well. The Deccan Odyssey, so this runs from Mumbai on various journeys. It travels Mumbai down to Goa. You have the eastern route out to the Ajanta and the Ellora caves. You've got your departure via Rajasthan. The Deccan Odyssey, I've actually been on 2 different journeys, so I'm pretty lucky with that. I did the Mumbai to Delhi via Rajasthan, and also back in May, Mumbai out to the Aurangabad Ajanta caves, Ellora caves, 2 days of tiger safaris, and then back to Mumbai as a 7-night itinerary. The last train we have is the Golden Chariot. There's 2 routes, which are round trip from Bangalore for 7 nights. This is currently under renovation for the remainder of 2018, but if you have clients that are interested in it, just let us know and we can give you a heads up when we know more info about when it'll be ready. Each deluxe cabin includes fully aircon twin double layout with Wi-Fi, television, wardrobe, writing desk, a private bathroom and bath, and a luxurious amenities. With the Deccan Odyssey, there's also 2 different restaurants, lounge, a spa, and also a gym. So a little treadmill and bike and some weights and some yoga mats in there so clients can keep fit while they're enjoying luxury rail. With India, all of your meals, you'll often have the option between continental and Indian. So some of the meals we had on the Deccan Odyssey include lobster, sea bass, New Zealand lamb, as well as there was always that Indian option, but nothing is ever repeated twice. So if you see something on the menu, better grab it because otherwise you won't see it again. India offers a really great option with luxury rail, and probably the main reason is because Indian traffic is horrible. So by doing the luxury rail, they're doing their travel in the evening or in the early mornings, sometimes a little bit at night. But the suspension are really great on the Maharaja, the Golden Chariot, and the Palace on Wheels, and it is getting done at the moment on the Deccan Odyssey, so it will have that ability to travel quite smoothly through the night. But then they'll wake up in the morning after breakfast, they'll meet their guide for the day, and they'll enjoy the off-train excursions with a private English-speaking guide. So you're not having to deal with those multiple hours in traffic, the unpack and repack, which is what you would have to do to access these places in a 2-week itinerary, and you can do that by rail in 7 nights. We do, of course, have a number of other Great Train Journey products, so all through Asia and Middle East. The Eastern Oriental Express from Bangkok to Singapore is one of the Belmont products. You've got all your different Trans-Siberian, Caspian Odyssey, or the Danube Express, all their different itineraries. We also offer the Belmont Road to Mandalay, which is their cruise in Myanmar. We also have different products in Europe, including the Belmont Afloat in France, which is either open sailing or private barges around France. You've got the British Pullman, we can book it as a solo product, so you don't have to do the British Pullman as part of the Venice Simplon. If your clients want a 1920 white glove service, 5-hour experience, they can just book that British Pullman as a day trip, and really great for celebrations and anniversaries. We've got a couple of different products in Spain, including the El Transcantabrico, the El Andalus, the Sicilian Odyssey, a 15-day Venice to Taormina itinerary through Italy, Scotland, Ireland. Yeah, there's plenty more. Obviously, we don't have time to go through them all today. So just a quick look at some of the specials. The Eastern Oriental Express currently has 50% off for September and October departures. So this is an exclusive with Rail Plus. We also have 50% off the companion for the November departures on selected routes. So if you do have anyone who is heading to Singapore or Bangkok and wants something a little bit nicer to add on to their journey, this is an amazing saving of up to $4,000. There's also 25% off the companion fare for the Venice Simplon or an Express for northbound journeys between Venice and Paris for early next year. Of course, you can access the specials via the specials tab, so you can at any time see those. And if you haven't not already, please subscribe to our weekly newsletter. So I'll get Blaze to send through the link for the weekly specials newsletter. So if you do subscribe to that, it's just a quick summary, couple of dot points of the promos that we do have going on in that week, so you don't miss out on anything. Don't forget, we do have our related webinars in our agent resources area. So we did the Ghana and the Indian Pacific with Renee from Journey Beyond. And then we also had Millie from Rocky Mountaineer do the Rocky Mountaineer webinar. Both of those products in the agent resources also have sales guides. So if you did want to have a bit of a look through that, it just goes over some of their selling process. Rocky, they have their stats, their demographics, and more information on how to book that. So we have both of those in the Google Drive in the agent resources under My Rail Plus Tools. The next webinar we have coming next month will be on VRAL. So we're going to be covering all things Canada that are not Rocky Mountaineer. So we'll be looking at all of the different journeys we can do with VRAL and some of the different packages and stuff that Rail Plus does offer. And then, of course, the last slide, so just to give you a bit of a snapshot of our team. So when you're booking with the Great Train Journey team, you will deal with the same person from start to finish. We do have the direct phone number for the guys, so it goes straight through to their phone. And then we also have their direct email. So Alicia, Katie, Crystal, Val, and Clem are who you will speak to within the Great Train Journeys team. And if you do have any questions, please give the guys a call. It's a bit of a different phone system, so make sure you're calling their direct line so you don't have to sit on hold for the normal team, only just to be transferred through. Generally, you'll go straight through to these guys. They don't normally have a hold time unless they've got training or someone's a couple of people away or something like that. So do give them a call with any questions. If you need PDFs, if you want more info on a product, if we can get you a brochure on a certain product to help with selling that to your clients. And of course, please always feel free to reach out to your rep if you would like more training on certain products, or if you do want more info on something as well. So you've got, of course, Larry up in Queensland, Northern New South Wales, Northern Territory, Matt in New South Wales, ACT and WA, and myself in Vic, Tas and SA. So the team have travelled on the Ghana, the Indian Pacific, Rocky Mountaineer, Via Rail, Belmont, Venice, Simplon Orient Express, Swiss Scenic Trains, Norway and Nutshell, the Transalpine and the Northern Explorer in New Zealand, and of course the Deccan Odyssey in India. So if you have any questions, do let them know. If you have any questions for me right now, feel free to send them through to Blaze. So we did just have a quick question. So what commission is paid on AMTRAK vacations packages? It is 10%. Most of these products, the commission will range sort of between 10 and 12%. We do, of course, have the full commission sheets you can get from your rep. The Rocky Mountaineer is 12, Australia Rail is 12. So yeah, they're all around that sort of mark. But if you do want that full commission listing, it's often missed, but it is down on page 2. And the PDF, we can easily get that out to you. Cool. So we'll just wait a couple of seconds to see if anyone's got any other questions. Of course, we will send the follow-up email with this video afterwards. We'll also have any questions that come through, and we'll be able to send that out to you guys as well for any Q&As. Just a quick reminder, the Ghana Expedition Quiz, it is the last day to complete that. So we've got some merch for Australia Rail, and then we also, of course, have the chance to win a spot on the Ghana Expedition for booking the product with Rail Plus. So that is on the specials tab. So if you'd like to do that Ghana quiz, you can still do it today. Rail Expert as well. So our Rail Expert for our European product, we have had out since I think April. It is still live and you guys can still complete that at any time, but we will very soon be starting to load modules in for the Great Train Journey product. So we will start to load in the module 13, which will be the start of GTJ. So then you can get more information about the products that we covered today, but also those that we did not cover today. Blazers just reminded me as well that today is also the last day to book the early bird bonus for Rocky Mountaineer. So this gives your clients who are spending at least 8 days with Rocky $1,000 per couple in added value to spend on additional sightseeing, extra nights accommodation, meal plans, cruises, or transfers. So that will end today. Of course, it is for certain qualifying packages. There are some packages which the bonus has already sold out for, but we can tell you straight away whether or not their dates are available in the class. So just give the Great Train Journey guys a call. The other thing with the phone number as well is if you're ever not sure which department the product that you're looking at goes through, because the Great Train Journey guys do book stuff like our China Rail and our Via Rail, which aren't necessarily luxury products. So if you click on the product or if you click on the country and you scroll back up to the top, the phone number at the top will be for the correct department. So it'll either be displaying the direct line on the 03 8779 number, or it'll be the 1300 number, which is for just our regular line. Perfect. Well, I don't think we have had any questions, so I think we will probably cut it off there. But thank you again so much to everyone for logging in today. If you, of course, want to show your teammates or anyone else this webinar, we will have in the MyRail Plus tools under Agent Resources in the Google Drive. Just go into our training and webinar folder and you'll be able to access this video, the slides from this presentation, as well as any other supplementary material to go with that. And we have all of those webinars up there. You can, of course, also watch it on YouTube. So it's just Rail Plus's YouTube channel. You'll be able to find it there as well. But if you have any other questions, please feel free to send them through. You can continue sending them through to Blaze or just email them through if you want to, and we'll try and do our best to answer them. So thanks so much. Hope everyone has a great Friday and an amazing weekend, and I will see you guys next month for our Canada webinar.